Okay, so today we're going to be talking about formal commands and object pronouns. Formal commands and object pronouns. So many times we're going to use formal commands with direct and indirect object pronouns. So for anybody who thought those were going away, sorry, here they are again. But this makes sense because we'll frequently say things like, tell her, show me, bring it. And we can see our commands. Tell, show, bring. And we can see our object pronouns, right? Most of the time it would be tell it to her. So she would be show it to me, bring it. So the first thing we should remember is how to form our formal commands. Our first step is to go to the yo form, the present tense yo form. The second step would be to remove the O. And the third step would be to add the opposite ending. I'm calling it opposite because we add ER, IR endings to our AR verbs and AR endings to our ER, IR verbs. So we switch it up. And we can see that I did that up here. The yo form of decir is digo. Mostrar is muestro. Traer is traigo. And then we just took off the O. And then we added our opposite. We add A's to diga and traiga because decir and traer are IR and ER verbs, and we add an E to muestre because mostrar is an AR verb. Following so far?
Mhm.
Okay. So we can see something happening up above that we'll talk about in a second, and we're going to add just a little bit. Bless you.
Thank you.
So we still have the exact same commands and the same object pronouns, but now we also have don't, which makes it a negative command. You're telling someone not to do something. Okay, so what changed? Whoops. What changed? I'm really just not gonna be able to write this word. There we go. Can anyone see what happened?
You moved the pronoun before the verb.
Yep, that's absolutely it. So we had to move the pronoun before the verb. And that's actually a rule. That's actually a rule. Before, when we had a little bit of flexibility about where we could put our pronouns, now we don't. With commands, we do not. I had two people enter the meeting room. So if it's an affirmative command, you must, not optional, must attach the object pronoun. If it is a negative command, you must place the pronoun before the verb. And these are unbreakable rules. There's no flexibility at all. If you're telling someone to do something, you need to attach the object pronouns. if you're telling someone not to do something, you need to put them before the verb, before the command. How are we doing? A couple more examples would help?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, but do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Mm?
Kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, we'll do some examples. So do we know what the words affirmative and negative mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're affirming something, you're telling someone to do it. And if you're giving them a negative command, you're saying, no, don't do that thing. Okay. So what's our verb for to eat? Comer. So it's an ER verb. So our yo form would be como. And then we would take that away and we would add an A for the ER verb. Coma, and I should change this too, because we're formal, to su. Coma su almuerzo. Eat your lunch, and then we can rephrase that as eat it. Eat it. And what would I do there?
Cómalo.
Yeah, cómalo. Perfect. Cómalo. And when we attach it to the end, we have to put an accent mark on the 1, 2, third syllable from the end. Cómalo. You know what? That's not a good rule, because sometimes it's going to change. Don't worry about the accent marks right now. We'll work on it next year. Cómalo. Okay, let's do another one. Ride your bike to school. We're giving somebody advice on how to stay healthy and how to care for the environment. Ride your bike to school. Montar. Yo monto. What would it be for usted? We don't know?
Monte. For
Monte. So we're gonna have monte su bicicleta. a la escuela. Ride it. Monte.
No.
Mm-hmm. Montela. Montela. All right. We're going to do one more, and it's hard. Why is this one hard?
It's telling me.
Mm-hmm. Tell me something. Tell it to me. So here's our verb. And yo digo. So our usted command would be
Yeah.
not quite yet. Diga.
No, diga.
Mm-hmm. Diga. So we're gonna have diga. I have to do part of it first. Diga me un cuento a mí. What are we seeing here?
Tell a story to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So tell me a story to me. We remember that we, even though it sounds weird in English, we always repeat our indirect object and the pronoun. But when we rewrite it as tell it to me, tell me it is sometimes easier, even though that's not really good English. Tell it to me. We have to use a double object pronoun. So we're gonna have diga something something. Any thoughts?
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm. And why did you choose low, Jenny?
Because it's cuento is a
Yeah. Yep,
oh wait, I forgot a word.
that's okay. It's masculine and it's
Yeah,
singular.
yeah,
Yep,
masculine.
perfect. Yep, I knew that you were on the right track. All right, yeah, it's masculine and it's singular, so we need low. And we can see that all of these are attached right to the end of our command because we're telling someone to do these things. And we can also tell them not to. Don't eat your lunch.
It's Friday, so for the second example where you didn't write the a la escuela at the end.
Oh, I just forgot to.
Okay.
Thank you. My bad. I'll fix that right now.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay. So if we're saying don't eat it, we're going to say no lo coma. And we're just moving it in front of the command because it has to go in front when it's negative. But you can still see all the parts. Cómalo, no lo coma. What would we do for don't ride it to school? Don't ride it to school. What would we do there?
No la monte.
Perfect. No la monte a la escuela. No la monte a la escuela. And what about our last one? Don't tell it to me.
No me lo diga.
No me lo diga. All right. So listen, you're gonna have an assignment tonight that's due tomorrow on this, on attaching or not attaching our pronouns to commands. And later in the week, you're gonna have a project on the same thing. So if you do not understand this, speak up. You are probably not the only one if you're worried. And if you're really, really worried, then send me an email and we can set something up privately. So make sure that you get this. Everybody should get a good project grade. Okay. Questions right now? No? All right. Have a good day.
Thank you, Miss Lauren.
Adiós.
Adios.